Hello, third graders. For today's writing workshop, we are going to talk about themes. T-H-E-M-E. A theme. Does anyone remember what a theme is? We've talked a little bit about this when we read Winn-Dixie together. A theme is the lesson that the author wants us to learn from a story, what they're trying to teach us. The lesson the author, so in this case, in the case of Front Desk, which we'll be writing about today because we finished it, is Kelly Yang. The lesson the author wants to teach us. Now, when we're thinking about themes, we're going to use 3 rules. 1, themes are complete sentences. Friendship isn't a theme. True friends are hard to come by, but are worth gold. That's a complete sentence. That's a theme about friendship. But just the word friendship, not a theme. Rule number 2, themes never say a character's name. They're more broad than that. So I couldn't say, well, my theme is that Mia is a really good person. That's not a theme because it said a character name, and it's not really a lesson. That's just stating a fact. Third, they're true for everyone. Young, old, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Tall, short, doesn't matter. They're true for everyone. Now, themes, if you're looking for a theme, what you should do is observe what characters are saying or doing, and then what the consequences of those actions are. Now, consequence is what happens because of it. So, how do I find it? Start thinking about the characters' actions and what they said. What did they say and do? I'm going to write actions or words. Then, what were the consequences of those actions or words? When we're looking at those 2 things, they're going to tell us what we should or shouldn't do, or what the author believes that we should or shouldn't do to be happy in our own lives. So we have the actions or words of the characters, the consequences they led to. Then is that going to lead to happiness or sadness in our own lives? What is the author trying to tell us? So let's think about an example, 3rd graders. I'm not going to do the thinking for Front Desk because that's what you are going to do today. So let's think about, I'm going to move this closer so you can really see my drawings. Let's think about Cinderella. I think I'll draw it over here. So here's Cinderella in her ball gown. Now, Cinderella, so we said when we're thinking about themes, we want to think about the characters' words and actions. So in case you're not really familiar with the Cinderella story or it's been a while, here's the overview. Cinderella is beautiful and sweet, but she's treated like a servant. We have her stepmother and her twin sisters who are basically evil. We have the Prince Charming. I'm going to draw his crown. Prince Charming, who's hosting a ball, and we have a slew of other characters like the fairy godmother, the singing mice, singing birds, who are all conspiring, working together to help Cinderella get to the ball. Cinderella does finally make it to the ball. The mice sew up a dress for her, but she leaves her slipper behind. She's rushing to get home by midnight before her carriage turns into a pumpkin. Now, Cinderella met the prince. It was love at first sight, but he doesn't know who she is. So he will find the owner of the glass slipper, the person that he fell in love with. Of course, evil stepmother and stepsisters do everything they can to stop Cinderella from getting to try on the glass slipper, but their evil plans are foiled. Cinderella gets to try on her slipper, falls in love or stays in love with the prince, and lives happily ever after, while the evil, mean, cruel stepmother and stepsisters do not enjoy a life of happiness. So, what could we say the themes are? What are the lessons? What are one or two lessons the author wants to teach us from that? Well, we had Cinderella, her actions and words. She was kind. She was persistent. She kept trying. She believed in herself, even though her circumstances were really terrible. She was being forced to be basically a servant. So we might say one theme might be nothing is impossible with teamwork and persistence. So Cinderella kept trying. She believed in herself. And she had the teamwork. She had her fairy godmother, her little mice, her birds. So let's check our 3 rules. Is that a complete sentence? Nothing is impossible with teamwork and persistence. Check. Did we use a character name? Is it just about Cinderella? No. Check. And is it true for everyone? Young and old, rich or poor, tall or short? It is. That's something that the author is trying to teach us about life, that if we keep trying and we work with the people who are good and who are helpful around us, that eventually we'll be successful. So one other theme for Cinderella, not for front desk, might be something like true love will always win in the end. Because despite all the obstacles, all the hard things, and even the evil stepmother and the stepsisters trying to get in the way, ultimately Cinderella and the prince found their way back to each other. So those are 2 themes for Cinderella. Now, your work today is to write 1 paragraph about what you think a theme in front desk was. So as a reminder, you should have listened to all of our read alouds. You should have finished. I loved how this ended, but I won't give it away here in case you haven't read it yet. But we had, of course, Mia was our main character. So think about her actions and her words and what were the consequences? What happened because of what she did? What happened when she entered the essay contest? What happened when she had her green sparkly pencil stolen? Or maybe you want to think about a different character. Maybe you want to think about Mr. Yao. What happened to him when he was unkind to his weeklies and his tenants? When he wasn't a good employer for Mia and her family? You might think about Hank. You might think about Mia's parents. You might think about the friendship that Mia had with Lupe. So again, you're going to write 1 paragraph, so at least 3 to 5 sentences, stating what you believe a theme is in front desk. And remember, our 3 rules are themes are a complete sentence. Themes never include a character names. And rule number 3 is that themes are true for everyone, young or old, rich or poor, in all times and places. Okay, if you have any questions, you can comment on this video down below it in Classroom. That's Olive. She loved the book too. Otherwise, we will put up an anchor chart that has a little bit more of a description about what themes are. But remember, they're a lesson that the author wants to teach us. Something like true love will always win in the end. Although, of course, Front Desk wasn't a love story. So start thinking about what a theme in Front Desk might have been, and we look forward to reading what you come up with. See you soon, writers!